If you want to be part of that 1%, which I know all of you want to be, I'm sorry to say, you got to throw that balance shit in the wind. The only way you can do it is if you go all the way in and talk to your family and say, I'll be home, but not today.
But it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
I just remind myself, this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win. Building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like, and this is why most people can't do it, but you can.
Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. So for me, everything has to be in the study. Everything has to be into this. Everything has to be, and everywhere I am, it has to be there. Me, focused where I am.
You have to take the time and decide what you want. And most people don't take the time to even do that, to define the goal and to determine whether or not the thing that you want even is a goal. Decide what you want.
It isn't a quick path, and there are no shortcuts. And meditation won't get you there, and neither will a miracle drug or an organic supplement or some superfood. Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make.
When you in your grinding stage, like, that hunger is different. It's about if you can maintain it or not. Like, that hunger that you get is like a different type of, like, I don't know what it is. Like, all I wanted to do was just work. So once you get that in you, like, it's just like you can't stop.
People struggle a lot with the concept that something can be both painful and empowering. It's this hurts, therefore it's bad. Taking full accountability for your life with all of the deficiencies that you have may be the most painful thing that you do when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is my fault. But in saying, this is my fault, those are also the first two steps of progress, because it's my fault, not anyone else's, which means it's my responsibility and my action that can change that. And I think that marrying short-term pain with long-term progress is one of the first connections that most people who are on that path have to make.
How does that translate? My mind doesn't think I can do it. I'm severely underestimating my strength that I can't pick this can up. But when I get to the gym, I need to overpower my mind and just do it. I need to understand that I still have the muscle, I still have the strength. I'm just being a lazy little bitch right now. And I need to pick up that weight and do it and overpower it. And sometimes when you're getting in there and you're overthinking and all these things come in too much of, like, I have to do this, this, and this, I have to do a 4-second negative, oh my God, that's gonna be so hard, I should drop the weight. Then, like, no, just fucking get in there, know what you can do, bust your ass and get out of there.
Yeah.
Sometimes overthinking it holds you back.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
It is what it is, man. Yeah. Be you unapologetically, and as you are correcting or fixing or evolving in you, understand that you got a dope thing to look back at, and that's the old you versus the new attempt in who you are trying to be.
Realize that opportunity comes to them, but they have to work for it. They can't just expect it to come to them. They've got to work for it. When you're working hard at something, what luck is, people say, yeah, you were lucky. But luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Someone, but she did this, and well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, because they said this and Shannon said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference. Because you never know who's watching. But more importantly, you shouldn't do it to be seen. Pray about it. Whatever it is you're committed to, fight for it. What did you say? Fear is nothing but contaminated faith.
That's right.
Fear is nothing but contaminated faith.
Now I'm saying to you, it's possible you've got some talents, some ideas in you, your ability to do some stuff that you haven't even discovered yet. And I'm suggesting that it's necessary that you get outside of your comfort zone.
Because the fact is this, you can change your life by making a choice to change it. Instead of staying locked in that bank vault of your mind, spinning yourself into a hurricane, do something different. Instead of waking up every single morning and complaining to yourself, making yourself feel wrong, oh, I drank too much again last night, choose to stop drinking. Like enough. Instead of complaining about how your friends are annoying you, choose to stop hanging out with people who are insecure or petty or small-minded. Instead of complaining about your weight, do something about it.
Themselves. See, you want to have a backup plan. You want to have other strategies for yourself. In case this doesn't work out, you got something else going over here. You don't want to ever put yourself in a situation where you have a limited vision and you're only using a limited amount of your talents, of your skills, and of your abilities.
People get frustrated not achieving what they want because they assume that they're going to jump across a cavern in one leap. But if you picture your goals like you're trying to build a bridge across that crevice, and every brick that you put on that bridge is progress, and each one of those bricks represents a skill that you need to learn along the way, it just takes all the way until you get to the other side that you can actually walk across. And so the walking across is the outcome, it's the external perceived achievement. But if you can reframe your progress as, what are the 100 things on this checklist? What are the 100 skills that I need, the micro skills that I need? Then you can have much faster feedback cycles of wins that you're achieving along the way.
Chess is a fantastic game because in the game of chess, there's no luck. If you lose, no matter how well you played, if you lose, at some point you made a mistake. Even if it's the most minor mistake, you made a mistake. So you learn to understand that no matter what happens to you, if you lose a scenario, you made a mistake. Maybe it's a tiny one, maybe it was 2 years ago, whatever, but you made a mistake. And you learn absolute and utter accountability for yourself.
If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Complain, point at your circumstances, give up your power, blame the government, blame the economy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
I knew what I wanted, and I never really fell for this thing of what did the people expect me to do. So I create my vision, and when everyone says it's impossible, I go after it with vengeance. It's like I go all out, 100%, and it gives me joy. And it is what is great about it is that every time that you accomplish something really big, you see and become aware of other things that are new challenges that you didn't even think about.
Yes.
Learn self-love. You know, no, I don't care how great you are, how much you succeed, without self-love, you're nothing. Because self-love is discipline. And discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. So you have to know who you are first.
Okay.
First, if you know who you are, it depends if you want to be flattered. You know, it's up to you. You know, everybody knows, you know who you are. I know who I am. People say they're great all the time, you're this, you're that. Whatever they say, I know who I am, you know? And that's who I am. I flatter a lot of people. Yeah, I can't say that. Yeah, I do flatter a lot of people.
You got to get rich in your mind, okay? For me, that always starts with what am I willing to give up? I can't just add stuff. If my mind is a garden, okay, and there's trees and bushes and flowers and weeds and fertilizers and there's all this stuff in my mind, my garden, well, the first thing I might want to do before I start planting new stuff, take some of the stuff out of my garden. I need to make some space. I have to give up something.
We'll go out together.
Really?
I'll drink with you, right? But the next morning, I'm banging on your door at 5 in the morning. Let's go.
They're not getting
Where are we going? I hung out with you, now you come hang out with me.
Wow.
This is what we do, all right? Let's go. And we're at the gym, we're working out, right? We hit the bus, we go to practice, we play that night.
And they're dead.
And they're dead. And they're like, oh, lesson learned.
Really?
Lesson learned.
Take them out once.
Listen, if you're gonna do that. But don't let that compromise what we're here to do.
Right.
This is why we're here. This is why you're here in the first place.
Yeah.
right?
And if we're going to win a championship, we have to have that championship mentality and work ethic.
That's it. So you got to show them, no, Kobe can do that and still has the energy to get up and do this. So either I got to meet that same energy or I got to keep my butt in my
Go to
room.
bed early, yeah.
Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want.
Like the number one thing is start. You never have it all figured out. It's never the right time. You never have enough experience. But if you let that slow you down until you have it's the right time and the right experience, come on, man, the world's so fat.
What are you scared of? Like what? Your dad's gonna be like, I told you you're a loser? Or like your girl's like, I can never trust you, I can never marry you? Like what? It is a woo. Like what? Like tell me the thing. Like what? Like what? This is why I'm petrified of fucking 8th place trophies. If you grow up where everybody gets an 8th place trophy, you're actually scared of losing, and then you're fucked because losing is real. I swear on my fucking kid's health, I'm obsessed with losing. I fucking love losing. I love losing because I know exactly what you're thinking about my loss, and I can't wait to stick it in your fucking face when I come back.
Right? You're not seeing your capacity in the world accurately. What if things were going to go better than you assumed? What if things weren't always going to be a catastrophe? What if you didn't need to grip and concern and worry and cloy and be desperate and needy? What if you didn't need to do that? What if it was going to go well because you're talented and fundamentally the world ends up giving people what they deserve over a long enough time horizon? And the confidence thing, the speed limiter on the system is a big deal. And you should view it like an enemy. You should view it like something that is fighting against you to stop you from achieving the things that you want. And treat it with the requisite respect.
And I was saying that not everything that we calculate will always land. Gotcha. But everything about what I did landed, because my version of hitting the reset button is when I get away from everything and everybody. That may make some people sad and depressed, but when I get to be alone is when I am at my best. Because I felt like if my life went from a 30-second commercial to almost 30 years of some type of a career, I'm trying to figure out, like, what else do you have in mind for me? What else are we going? What else happens from here?
One of the most important factors in being successful in life is thinking outside the box. Now, a lot of people are trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, what they want to become, what kind of job they want to get. And talking to people, I realize this happens all the time, is the most important thing to think about is longevity, the future. So if you decide to take this road, where is that road going to take you? How far along can you keep going down that road? Or does the road end?
Personal and professional development. In the 21st century, as Peter Drucker says, knowledge and skill are the keys to the 21st century. And the only thing that will be relevant, the only skill that will be relevant in the 21st century is the ability to learn new skills, because virtually everything you know is becoming obsolete at a rapid rate. Stephen Covey says that your current knowledge base has a half-life of 2 years, which means that half of everything you know will be irrelevant within 2 years. And 2 years from now, half more. So if you're not continually learning and upgrading your knowledge and skills, you're not staying in the same place. As Pat Riley says, the basketball coach says, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. If you're not constantly learning, you're actually falling behind. Read in your field 30 to 60 minutes each day. In other words, turn off the television, turn off the radio, put aside the newspaper, and just read in your field. The very best places to read, by the way, are books. Read books, the best-selling books written by the most successful people in your field, because books contain a wealth of riches that can enable you to function at a far higher level, to get much better results than you could before. So read 30 to 60 minutes a day. I've had people tell me, countless people over the years, that reading an hour a day has doubled and tripled their income within a year.
This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody, especially the devil. Do not let Satan come in here and function and operate, because he has one mission: to keep you off course, to make you not think it's possible, to make you think that God don't hear you. His job is only to destroy you, to make sure that you don't become what God intended for you to become. That's the mission of the devil.
You know, we all want to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? I think the day I made the decision to become a comedian, I let everything go. That was the day I stopped thinking about things. That was the day I stopped worrying about bills. That was the day I stopped worrying about what day it was. It doesn't really matter. You have a mission to do, shut the fuck up, get up, go do it, and that's it.
You've got every reason to do this. He said, why don't you, among all the goals you're going to set, said, why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? A millionaire. This is America. All the possibilities are available. Why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? He said, it's got a nice ring to it. Millionaire. Enough zeros to impress your accountant? For what it will make of you to achieve it. And I got one of the greatest classes in one sentence I've ever received in my life. Set a goal that'll make you stretch that far. For what it will make of you to achieve it. What a brand new reason for setting goals. What an all-encompassing challenge to have a better vision of the future. What for? To see what it will make of you to achieve it.
Understanding about yourself that what you know is very limited and what you don't know is limitless. And you have an opportunity every day to surround yourself with people to help you grow. And that could be, in my case, it very much was my parents.
So you really only have two choices here. You have the choice to accept your reality as who you are and live your life as that person from now until you die, which I'm pretty sure you don't want to do. Or you have the ability to acknowledge that, hey, the life I'm currently living is the result of the decisions of that person. Back then, I am no longer that person, and now I'm equipped to make better decisions that will produce a different outcome when time does its thing. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in 30 days. But if you make better decisions about your life now, 2, 3, 5 years from now, you're going to be a completely different person in a completely different environment.
Do it. Don't hesitate. Do it. Don't think about making money over that period of time or the money you have to make before you go in or what you're coming out to. Just do it. Too many of us do not embark on an adventure because we're obsessed with or concerned about our at-home lives, our regular lives. If you're going out alone or you've got a partner, I say do it. I spent a year living in the woods, and I remember getting a question one time, how can anyone afford to spend a year living in the woods? And the crowd went a little silent, and I just took a breath, and I just answered, you can't. And I got a standing ovation with that answer, because the truth is, you can't put these roadblocks in front of you before you're about to embark on a great adventure. Just embark on it. Prepare for it. Write things down. Make a lot of lists.
Thing is with me is I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit what anybody says or what anybody thinks. I have this mindset. I know exactly who the fuck I am. I have my circle of people that I hang around with who know me and know what I'm about and whatever. And anybody else who doesn't like it or doesn't want it, fucking bad. Okay.
All the twists and turns in my life weren't perfect. They were terrible. They led to depression, but they happened for a reason. They made me stronger. I learned from them. So you can have a bad experience and you can go throw your hands up in the air and go, damn it, why'd that happen? I should have done something differently. Or you can go, and this is what amor fati means, I can learn from it. It happened for a reason. It taught me something. It taught me that this was the wrong thing I should do. It taught me that I am intended to do something differently. Everything in life is a lesson. It is teaching me. You're aware of what you were meant to accomplish in life, you will learn.
Because everything you want is going to be something in front of it that's going to keep you away from it. So you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to roll your sleeves up. You're going to have to put Vaseline on your face, ladies. Take your earrings off. Take your lace front off, baby. You're going to have to go get it. You're going to have to go get it.
As soon as you look back in your history and you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change. Disappointment to me, to win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. To be happy, you got to have disappointment. So I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am and understand the benefits and the privileges I have for being who I am, you know, and not to wear it on my sleeve, be very humble about it. That's one thing my parents taught me very well is, you know, don't wear your reputation, don't wear your accolades, don't wear your, you know, your personality on your sleeve. Let it happen, let it be you. It is who you are. Don't hide from it, but don't wear it and rub it in people's faces. So I say that to understand that, you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't wear it, I don't showcase it, I don't rub it in other people's faces, someone else's opinion.
It's a combination of both. I mean, here it is the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both. See, the idea is running water never grows stale. So you got to just keep on flowing.
What do you want your life to look like, right? I think it's very easy to go, these people are successful, I'm going to do what they do. But if you don't have a sense of day-to-day what you want your life to look like or who you want to be in your life, it's very easy to lose your bearings very quickly because you're going to get offered things. You know, do you want to go over here? You want to do this? You want to do that? It's where the audience capture thing comes in too. You are doing what makes rational sense or is in your immediate self-interest, but it may well be taking you much, much further away from where you want to go or where you should go. Then you wake up one day and, you know, your spouse leaves you. You wake up one day and your children hate you. You wake up one day and you go, oh, wait, I'm the bad guy. You know, like I'm not a positive contributor to humanity. And so I think being really clear with yourself about what success looks like is really important because if you start to get it, it becomes this rocket ship that you're riding on and you are not going to have the control then of it.
That anything is possible if you do the work. And if you don't want to, I don't give a shit. I don't know you. People at home. I don't. If you stay broke, it affects me zero. But please don't, for the sake of yourself. Like, it doesn't help me. But just don't do it. It sucks. Your success in life and what you want to create for yourself is not pinned on me. I, Tristan Tate, can't make anyone the man that they want to be.
What would I tell my future son? Because if I can't tell him to get through adversity right now, if I can't tell him to keep pushing through, if I don't live that, if I don't live through that, how am I going to ever give him genuine advice one day to get through it on his own? So you got to think, man, like sometimes you go through things and you don't know the reason at first, but it's not for right now. It's to help someone later, like your son or your daughter. Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now. Sometimes your son gonna be looking you in the eye and say, Dad, how do I get through this? And then what are you gonna tell him when you quit before? What are you gonna tell him when you took shortcuts? That's the point, man. There's so much stuff that's bigger than you right now that you're going through for a bigger purpose than you can even imagine.
Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So just a mentality, really. As much as I would love to be up here and tell you guys all of what I'm thinking, I just know that the process itself is something I need to focus on.
What can happen when you focus your entire being on an endeavor, on a mission, and then you come out the other end and maybe you did what you wanted to do, maybe you didn't. Whatever it is, it's over. Now you've got this whole expanse of infinity in front of you, and you have no idea where to even begin. Even if we're living our dream, that's not going to be the thing that makes us content and fulfilled. I've had a handful of my dream jobs. I've been very lucky, dude. I've had dream jobs multiple times, and every time I find myself walking out the door of the building going, man, this ain't it, actually.
Pain is a motivator. Pain is not necessarily always bad. If you're in pain, it's going to motivate you to move, to change something. And to mask that with drugs, to dull that pain with drugs, is not necessarily a good thing.
Figured out what those things are and been very rigid about eliminating them from my life. And one of the big ones is eliminating interactions with people that are negative. That is gigantic. And because I've realized that I'm not really as independent as I used to like to think I was. I used to like to think that my thought process was independent and that I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. That's nonsense. People say that because they absolutely care what people think and it bothers them. So they say, I don't give a fuck. But that I don't give a fuck stuff is almost entirely nonsense. You do care. And you care in both ways. You care if people are critical of you, care if people are positive of you, but you also care if people are living positive lives and they're motivating you. That's a big one. People are fuel.
So if you're not a millionaire and you're not happy with your life, guess what? You are where you deserve to be. And the reason I'm going to say that is as follows. I had a bad luck this, or I tried this, or I can't pull off that, blah, 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 blah. It's impossible to exist somewhere where you're not comfortable. If I were to say, lay on these red hot stones, and you tried to do it, you'd get up and move because it hurts, it's not comfortable. You have to get out of that position. Yet, if you look at your lives, your life is in a shit position, but you don't move, you don't do anything about it. Even if you're not happy, even if you're uncomfortable, you're not uncomfortable enough to change it. If you were genuinely unhappy about your position, you would not be coming to me for motivation. If you were genuinely pissed off about your situation, you would not need me to motivate you. You would motivate your fucking self, and you would do something to change it yourself.
Execute. Execute on the things that they say they wanted to get done. Not what you want me to get done, my mother wants me to get done, my coach wants me, but the things that I really feel like, if I do these things, I'm going to be successful. Execute on the things that you said you were going to execute on. These are great people who could blow up, like who could be successful, whatever they touch. But something happened that day. You know, you woke up, got into it with your spouse, or your kids called with something that was going on, or you were sick. Like, there are a group of people that feel like it's okay not to execute because I'm not feeling okay, because today is not a good day, because all the stars didn't line up. And at the end of the day, none of that matters. Like, to have a good day is great, but just because you have a good day, you still gotta execute. And so I think for most people, they go wrong because they think it's a feeling when execution is a fact.
You are the learning development officer in your life. Not someone in HR, not your old teachers, you are. Because listen, if every day is another reaction day, you are in a fixed mindset. Write it down. If every day is another reaction day, you're in a fixed mindset. You stop believing in big projects that would require you to schedule stuff out. You stopped thinking, what skills must I master to grow? Because you're just trying to handle all the problems. Remember, you're stuck in one signal of problems. So, a development plan, what does that mean? What's the next 5 books you're gonna read? What are they? Here's the difference if you know you have books and a development plan, or you just have books, okay? If you have a development plan, you know the next 5 books you're going to read.
Hey, we all lose. We all have losses. This is okay, and this is why I say don't be worried about losing, because when you're afraid of losing, then you get frozen. You get stiff, you're not relaxed. You got to be, in order to perform well in anything, if it's in boxing or if it is on your job or with your thinking, is only happening when you relax. So relax. It's okay to fail. Let's just go all out and give it everything that you got. That's what it is all about. So don't be afraid to fail.
I'll keep shooting free shots until I hit 100 free shots. I will run until this happens. I will practice my presentation until I do 0 mess ups, right? Or whatever that output is that you want for quality or quantity. And I think that you have to first figure out what the input is that most closely correlates or tracks with the output you want. Mm-hmm. And then you jam as much as you possibly can into inputs. Because if I said, hey, go get me 10 customers, somebody, yeah, exactly, you freeze because it's like, well, what do I do? And so then normally people they skew, like behavior skew. So it's all over the place, it's scattered, it's shotguns, sprays. And then they eventually figure out one thing that works. And then it's like, once you hit that, then you just jam that button as hard as you possibly can. And I think that I've been disproportionately successful in different domains of my life by ruthlessly focusing on one input.